Hey everyone, this is Jen Edelman. This is my client, Garry Edelman. Thanks for listening and enjoy. Hi Garry,
Hi, Jen.
how are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
It's good to see you. So, what would you like to talk about today?
Well, I walk a lot, but I'm concerned that I don't do enough strength training, and I think, see the result of that.
So, what I hear you saying then is that you feel like you do some exercise, but maybe you'd like to incorporate strength training as part of your fitness plan.
Precisely, or I'll say more strength training. All I've done the last few years is I plank, sometimes regularly, often once or twice a day, but that's all I do.
Okay. How, on a scale of, let's say, 0 to 10, how motivated, or how much do you want to incorporate strength training into your fitness plan?
Well, I selfishly still want to get the maximum benefit without spending time I don't have on it. So I want quick workouts that will work on my upper body. That's the ideal. And that's why I've been planking, because it's one thing I can do that works on like 10 muscles, but it's really not doing anything for my shoulders or arms or chest.
So, when you think of strength training, what kind of exercises come to mind for you?
Free weights, curls, and these, and maybe dips if I can do them, and pull-ups to the extent that I could.
What kind of equipment do you have to accommodate? If you were to make this behavior change, what kind of equipment do you have that would accommodate that?
Well, we have a pull-up bar, not 50 feet from where we are right now. And then we have barbells ranging from 2.5 and up to 20 pounds. And just starting out, I fear that's plenty. And to do dips, all I would need is chairs and stuff. Although I don't know if I could do dips right now because it's been a while.
So when you talk about you've done planking, you said for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
What goal do you have in mind in terms of the length of time, or maybe what system of goals do you have in mind for your progression if you make this change into incorporating more strength training?
Okay, well, first of all, I'd still like to continue to plank, and I'd like to get up to a regular 2-minute plank twice a day.
How much are you doing currently?
Well, I've been a little under the weather.
No one's judging here.
Well, we're not recording this, are we?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
Excellent.
no one else is going to see this.
Okay, great. I'm probably doing about 55 seconds now.
Oh.
And 2 minutes is as high as I've ever been.
And how does 55 seconds make you feel at this particular point?
Right now, I quake when I'm done with it.
Okay.
So it makes me feel great later, but when I'm doing it, it's pretty tough. But I know I can do 2 minutes. Just a year ago, 6 months ago, I was doing 2 minutes.
So how long, the last time you had reached 2 minutes, how long did it take you to get there? Approximately.
Well, I went in and out. I wasn't consistent with it. As I got busier, I did it less. So 3 months.
Okay, so we talked about getting up to a 2-minute plank, and I think I interrupted you. What else do you envision as part of your progression?
Well, I don't have reps and stuff in mind, but I would like to incorporate some everyday simple strength training whereby maybe one day I do something for my chest and my biceps, say push-ups and curls, and another day I might do some shoulder stuff, shoulders and triceps, let's say. So I'm not working the same muscles every day. So I might do something like, say, dips and some sort of tricep exercise. But I have no specific plan. I really haven't done anything yet.
What kind of a time goal do you have on a daily basis, if there is one, or is it more of a what kind of a time goal is the best question to
I would,
ask?
I think by the end of next month, I'd like to both feel and see a difference in the muscle groups I'm working. And I think in my past experience, that's reasonable. If I actually do it, I should certainly notice somewhat sort of a difference within 3 weeks, I think, even if minor. I think you get, like a lot of things, you get a lot of sort of early result and then it gets harder to make more results as you go along. At least that's my experience.
Okay, so what I'm hearing then is you expect about 5 weeks is a reasonable time frame to give yourself an opportunity to ramp up, incorporate more strength training into your daily activity and get to a place that is at least an initial goal for you, the place that you would like to be.
Precisely.
Okay.
And, one of my motivators I've used for planking is, and, you know me kind of well, you may have seen them around the house here and there, that I have little signs, so where I would say, get ready for bed at night, there's a little sign that says plank at about knee level to remind me to actually plank. I don't know. I don't have specific motivators in mind other than that the equipment be accessible to me so I can do it right before I, do something else or right after. So it's evident.
So what I'm hearing you say then is that having something, even a little prompter around the house, maybe for each of the different exercises that you're doing as part of your new kind of strength training circuit, is to have little motivators that prompt you at different times during the day.
More reminders than motivators.
Okay.
I think I have the motivation.
Okay.
I lack the, in the hustle and bustle of each day, I forget to exercise. And because my exercises are so short, they're not a big, other than the walks I take to and from work, that's where I get my cardio, sort of workout. That's an obvious thing. I need to walk to work a couple of miles. But for these other things, I don't have a ample reminder.
Okay. So you're thinking that a sign, maybe in different locations, are there certain places around the house where you anticipate doing certain exercises, or how have you structured, maybe in your mind for the moment, where the exercise is going to take place?
Yeah. Well, the planking I either do in our living room or up in the bedroom, and I at least have a sign in one of those. And I thought the strength training, or at least the barbell work, would be well done where the barbells are, because someone else in the house is exercising as well in the room, and that's also in the living room. You know her. So that makes sense. That doesn't do anything for, say, the pull-ups, which are, in a different room of the house. And I haven't set up any sort of a dip station, nor tested whether I can do, dips anymore. I mean, I can also do negative dips and pull-ups where I start from the top and just let down slowly till I can do them.
Okay, so based on the way you're talking about this too, you have past experience with strength training and having had a routine before. So this is not new territory for you. This is revisiting maybe habits that you previously had but would like to reintroduce into your life.
Yeah, for many years. I even worked at a workout place. I'm very familiar with strength training. I've always been slight of frame, so I think I have to work really hard on certain muscles in order to make it work, namely pecs and biceps and whatnot. It's always been really hard for me to make a difference in those areas. But I think I know what needs to be done. It's just a matter of, actually doing it. So now that I'm hearing myself talk, it sounds as much a time reminder issue as a motivator.
My question to you, my next question was going to be, how has it worked for you having the sign? You said you only had it in one place to remind you, but it sounds like maybe planking became a habit at certain times during the day. Maybe that helped to kind of keep it regular for you? How do you feel about that?
And I agree. I did start to ignore the signs, like anything you see often enough. So I started moving the index card size sign around to manipulate myself. And that tends to work too.
Can you tell me a little bit more about what you mean by moving it around?
Yeah, literally, I would take the piece of tape and put it lower on the wall or higher on the wall. I'd be happy to demonstrate if we only had one here. You put it here.
Was that a sort of an eye level thing, or
I realized that I wasn't paying attention to it if it was always in the same place, same writing, same sign. So just by moving the sign to a different level or to a different piece of the wall or furniture.
Interesting. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I had to tell my wife about that one.
This is news to me.
So you didn't notice the signs either?
I didn't. No, I noticed the sign, and I always wondered to myself, is that really working for him? Like, it seemed to just be this little piece of paper that says plank.
Yeah, there actually used to be one in the living room briefly, but either I didn't like the way it looked or it or I didn't notice it
Notice
or
it.
use it. I also tend to plank because the one in the bedroom, and I do it right before bed, which by most of the advice I've read is not the time to do it. But I look at it as better late than never. I still sleep well as a result. So,
What was your experience with other behaviors like the pull-ups? Have you tested? What was your experience in getting those activities into a routine? So, what you described with the plank is that you did it at certain times of day and you had, a small motivator slash reminder to help you remember to do it. Um, was there any sort of integration of something like that for other activities that you described
um,
adding to your routine at this point?
no, but and since I haven't really started this yet, other than lifting a few barbells,
Mm-hmm.
I expect real concern out of some of the more what I expect to be more discouraging parts of it. For planking, within 15 days, you can quadruple the amount of planking you do, at least in my experience.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can't do a single pull up, or I'm sure I could do two or three, and that's not very much, and it's pretty discouraging. So unless I could quickly move up to six or something like that, I won't have the same motivation to do them. I expect that to be the case for that or dips. But barbells, I'm sure I could, that'll move rather quickly. Um, so no, other than seeing positive results, either seeing them, feeling them, or demonstrably being able to do more of something, at a good, with good form. Um, I don't have any other motivators in mind.
Okay, and what kind of I have another question I'm going to go to first. What kind of barriers, okay, apart from what you've just described, which is not seeing results as quickly or struggling a little bit, maybe not being able to do as many repetitions of a certain exercise, what other barriers, like what does your day look like? What other barriers might prevent you from daily doing what you're
Mm-hmm.
seeking to do?
That's simple, and it's not as simple as the daily distractions that we all face right now. I also have daily desires. I'm gone for work a good amount of the day, and from the time I get home, I'm wondering when can I get and chill out for a bit. So I'm looking forward to chill out, and most often I will, if I plank in the living room area, it's right before I sit down with popcorn or something like that. At least 2 hours before I go to bed, of course. Um, Um, so I'm pulled by fighting against my natural need to chill out, like at night. I'm also pulled by, oh, there's a screen over there. I still need to finish some more work, maybe. Okay, I've shut down that computer. Now I want to chill out on the couch. So I think that more than anything, I have my own distractions and desires pulling against it, I think.
When do you have the most or the best energy in the day? What time of day is best for you to
Um,
exercise?
Probably less than an hour after I wake up, and then any time but the afternoon. I
Have you
have really good energy.
have you considered trying a cycle where you incorporate one or two of these in the morning?
No, except I do plank in the morning sometimes. When I'm doing it well, I plank every morning while I'm waiting for my coffee to brew up or something. Because again, it's the type of exercise I can do in whatever I'm already wearing. I don't get all sweaty from planking once or anything like that.
What would you think of trying very slow repetitions or even individual, maybe single
Yeah.
digit repetitions of several of the exercises, breaking them up over a couple of days to get yourself at least into the habit and then see how that feels and
Hmm.
see if you notice any improvement and we can talk again and take it from there.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. I actually think, and some of the things we're talking about, I can certainly get up 2 minutes earlier, to accommodate that, or mess around for 2 minutes less in the morning while I'm getting ready for work. So absolutely. And now that I think about it, when planking got boring, when it got to be more than 90 seconds long,
Mm-hmm.
I found myself planking with one arm or doing push-ups even during it, even whether it be on my elbows or with my hands. So
That's
I could,
great. So you were trying to challenge yourself even with the planking
yeah,
as it got better.
challenge myself, or
Make it more exciting.
Make it a little bit more interesting, but test new muscle groups.
You mean looking at the carpet like this for 90 seconds isn't exciting for
you?
you?
And at least I don't put my phone right in front of me while I plank, because that would be pretty weak.
Well, this is great.